in the scripture of the sick, inside they mention about the name, the flute, the 5 regions, the harp, and things like that. And in Buddhist scripture also, it mentions about the inside sound of the drum, of the gong, of the shell, of the sea waves, and blah, 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 all kind of things. And in the Bible as well, it mentions like the thunder, the sound of thunder. God speaks like the sound of thunder. His sound is like the sound of many waters. It means the sound of sea waves, etc., etc. And also the sound of trumpet, yeah? Like when the Bible mentions about St. John, when he went to the second heaven, he heard the sound of trumpets, etc., etc. But these sounds are not ordinary sounds. Originally, there were no such instruments in this world. After the people who practiced well went to heaven, they listened to the harp and the flute and all that, the direct teaching from God, which is so melodious. And then they came back here. They tried to make the instruments, which became the musical instruments of our time. That's why sometimes when you see the picture of the old times, there were angels and then harps on both sides. That represents the teaching of heaven. Originally, we didn't have the drum, the gong, the harp, and piano, and all these kind of things. Only after the heavenly beings came down and taught us this inner melody, then we began to copy the heavenly music and try to figure out how to make the flute that resembles the inner sound. So for the purpose of teaching mankind, all these masters tried to make musical instruments and then to tell them, you see, the inside, if you go to the second level, you hear like this, tung, tung, tung. If you at the third level, you hear like this, etc., etc. For the purpose of teaching people, the masters of all times, they made all kinds of instruments. And then now, even if we hear just some of the outer instruments, our souls also feel very comforted. Is that not so? The children, when they hear music, they stop. You see, in the old times, the Muslims you saw already, huh? And the Christians, when they pray to God and they do this, you know what it is? In the old times, it was a secret signal. Must concentrate here, okay? Repeat the 5 names, yeah? And do the Kuan Yin. That was a secret signal when they greeted each other, so that they would not be known to other people. That's why after Jesus resurrected, some people doubted whether he was the master, but when he broke the bread, he did some signal, then people knew it was him. That was a secret signal between the Christians in the old times. You see? You see? Concentrate on wisdom eye, remember? Huh? Repeat the 5 names, but now they do it up to here. in the old times, it was here, you know? This secret, yeah? Wisdom, 5 names, and Kuan Yin. So then you know we are fellow practitioners, right? In the old times, you could not say it, you could not wear the badge, you could not wear my picture here, my God. You'll be killed in 1 second. So that was why they had to do this like this, see? The wisdom eye, 5 names, and the Kuan Yin. But now, slowly it comes down. All comes up, you know, here, there, and anywhere. And then here, and come up to here. You know. Never mind, see? So, and in Buddhism, when they greeted each other, they did like this. It was also a secret greeting. See, here. They do like this. See, they do like this. So this also points to wisdom eye, you see? And then the 2, Kuan Yin method. Yes, that's how they greeted each other. But now they only greet and nothing else. Just like the Christians, they only do this and nothing else happens. You know what I mean? All the Muslims, they only do this and nothing happens. But woe to you who don't do it. Then you're not a real Muslim, not a real Christian, and not a real Buddhist. You know what I mean? Only this one makes you a Buddhist. Only this one makes you a Muslim. And only this one makes you a Christian. There's nothing else left behind. Same with this cloth. Now, if you go in a Sikh temple and you don't wear anything on your head, then people will throw you out. It was supposed to be for the old time when you came here, you meditated, you know. You cover yourself so that nobody saw you, especially in the public, you know. And there was also a secret recognition between each other. So the woman will wear the shawl like this, and the men will cover their head. So when they want to meditate, they took it down and cover themselves. Also, the men were supposed to wear long hair too, in any case, when he meditated, all the hair will cover him, just like we cover with the cloth. You understand? That's why the sick people, they must grow their hair very long. And now there's the only one thing left is the hair. Things like that, you know what I mean? If you don't grow your hair long, as a man, you're not a sick. Otherwise, for what reason should they wear their hair long? But now the only thing left is the shawl and the hair. Now you see what I mean? All the religions originate from the same Guanyin group. It's just they have to find the way to communicate, to identify themselves. Now we have the badge, you see the name, identification card. Because we can openly practice now. Or in some places, in many places, it's still a secret. So, for example, in some places, people wear my picture inside. And when they go to group meditation, they take it out. Things like that, yes. Or they wear their badge inside out, yeah? And when they come inside, okay, and then they come in. For example, like that. Similarly, in the old times, it was very difficult to practice this kind of spiritual method openly because it is the power of God, it's a real power. If you practice any kind, you go to the church, you go to a temple, nobody bothers, really. But as soon as you connect with the real power, the king of Maya, the king of devils, begins to irritate you, to want to chase you, persecute you, make trouble for you, test your faith and endurance. That's the problem. So you see, what's left from the the real teaching is just a piece of cloth or a piece of tapete, the carpet, the piece of carpet. What you use now will become holy in 2,000 years to come. Later on, whoever belongs to Qinghaiism and doesn't have a Sikh person like you, he is an atheist. You understand now? What the carpet means to some people is just a cushion that was a necessity of the time. When the master is still alive, you do it. You take it with you because you need it. You know, like I sit here right now, there's nothing here. And it hurts. It hurts me. You know what I mean? So, of course, you take the carpet with you. You want to see? Okay, but it's good. It was very good for meditation. For example. Okay, so of course, because the floor is hard, and especially in the old times, you could only sit on the floor, yeah, anywhere. So you took the carpet with you, just like you take the cushion with you. So you can sit longer, and it's cleaner, warm, and more stable. And that's all that is. And now, anybody who doesn't have a carpet is not a Muslim. For example, and the carpet is everything to them. Nobody can touch it, for example. It becomes the holy thing instead of the object. It becomes a goal instead of just a means to an end. It becomes an end, the carpet. People worship the carpet, for example. And another thing, Jews, they have the prayer shawl. Prayer shawl? You call it? Yes. Yes, okay. That is everything to them. They even use it to exercise or to cure people, and they believe in that. It's just a piece of cloth that we call Guanyin cloth at the moment. You know what I mean? But now, everything left from Judaism is a cloth. Or the top of the head cloth, symbolic, you know, on the head. Because in older times, the men must also wear something to cover themselves. But it looks bad, or they fear that people would know them, so they use something symbolic. You know, they wear a little hat here, see? And now anything left is just the head, the little head here, a little for the Jews. Or the prayer shawl. The prayer shawl we do have now, but nobody even talks about it. But for them, it's holy, it's sacred, it's God. How can you use a shawl to exorcise, the devil out of people? But they do that. Of course, it doesn't work. So, everything now. What happened to all the religions? That's why I told you, all the religions are correct. Came from the same source. But Now what's left is only the ritual and rites and regulations, yeah? And some signals, secret signals, nothing more. Otherwise, all religions came from the same Guanyin method.